In the words of Corrie ten Boom, I love this. She says, it's terrifying. I'm sorry, let me go back. She says, it's good to trust an unknown future to a known God. The uncertainty may be before us, that we can trust our unknown future to an all-knowing and a known God who's proven himself time and time again. I don't know if you know her story. If you're not familiar with Corrie ten Boom, you may want to look her up. Such a powerful message of forgiveness and love and the transforming power of Christ's power and love. I don't know. So just a little information about them. The ten Boom family, they were Dutch Christians who helped Jewish people escape during World War II. And their neighbors informed on them. And so the family's home was raided and they were taken to concentration camps. And so they endured in the concentration camps, one of the worst, in fact. And 2 days before they were released, Corrie ten Boom's sister was killed. And then, so after all of that time, 2 days before the release, her sister's killed and she's released. But the powerful thing about her story is, in spite of all that she went through and all that she saw, they were trying to help other people. It's not as though they were selfishly trying to hide themselves. They were living for other people, trying to help when this happened to them. And so anybody else would have probably gotten angry with God. God, I was trying to do your work and look what happened. God, I was trying to do your will and look what happened to me, but not Corrie ten Boom. And in fact, if you read, you can read a little bit more about her story. In fact, years later, as an adult, she was confronted with one of the prison guards. And in the face, coming face to face with this prison guard, in a moment where most other people would respond in hatred or anger, she gave him forgiveness. She offered forgiveness and the love of Christ to him. It's an amazing story. An amazing story. But I love this quote from her. She says, this is what the past is for. Every experience that God gives us, every person he puts in our lives is the perfect preparation for the future that only he can see. Go back to our scripture in Ecclesiastes, I think it's 11. If you keep following those verses, as we go through and Solomon talks about all the different changes that happen in our lives, all the things that we go through, a time to plant, a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to sow, a time to reap. As he goes through all that, at the end he says this, he has made everything beautiful in its time. Yes. Everything beautiful in its time. That even the hard things that we face, those seasons of loss, seasons of tragedy, of misdirection, that even God can take that and make it beautiful in his time. In its time, he can make that beautiful.